Well, good evening. If you ask why my bed was not made over there, it's because I slept shortly after I got home. I went to sleep in the morning because it was St. Patrick's Day night. It was a night that was so busy that I did not stop. And I thought about uh, St. Patrick's Day and how you're probably sick and tired of seeing videos about Irish whiskey this week. I'm also to blame because last weekend I recorded two videos about Irish whiskey and I put them up in the last week. But this week I'm gonna not put up any Irish whiskey because to give you a break from it, to give me a break from it, and I have also purchased quite a bit of Irish whiskey lately, which I will make videos of eventually. Today I have a couple things I want to do. First of all, how to get the most out of your bottle of whiskey. Now, if you've been watching Ralphie, you know that you take the bottle like this. It's almost empty. You pour the last dram. You go like this, like so. Pour that last. That's not even a dram. That's half a dram. That's not even enough to taste. Then you take the bottle like this and you lay it down on the table. Okay, we'll get back to that one in a moment. There's something else I want to do. This one here is the Canadian Club Chairman Select 100% Rye. It's been open for about 2 months and a week, give or take. That's the wrong glass. That's not what I want to do. I want to pour this in here. A nice clean Glencairn. It's a little much, but it will do for our purposes. I bought this thinking, okay, we'll give it a try. We'll punt, so to speak. It wasn't expensive, maybe about $30. And I tasted it. I tasted it on camera. And it didn't taste like much. It tasted cheap, it tasted plain. I didn't really get that much rye out of it, but now that it's been open for a while, had a chance to settle down and oxidize. Now it has a nice aroma on it. It's got a lot of rye, seeing as it's 100% rye. There's some slightly fruity notes in there. I'm catching a bit of banana. Cinnamon, definitely. Bold cinnamon and apple, along with that bit of banana. What else am I getting? Along with the rye, banana. Ah, yes. Our old favorite, our old best friend, caramel. And vanilla. A fair amount of vanilla in there underneath that banana. Now the banana fades and the vanilla is coming out to the forefront a little more. That's a decent nose. Much more decent than it was at first. Like, with some bottles, you got to give them time to just break out of being confined and imprisoned within this glass case and let them come out and stretch and enjoy the freedom of being exposed to the open air. That's actually quite pleasant. It's, yeah, 40% ABV. It's got a very strong, bold nose for something of only 40%. And I tried it at first and then I thought, meh, it's nothing special. But as the last 2 months went by, this was something that I would grab sometimes as soon as I'd get home because, it's nice to start with a lower ABV, 40% to wet your whistle and get going. So I would do that and I figure, okay, I'll just have some of this to numb the senses and wet my whistle and get started so I can move on to things that are better. And then as I was going and nosing it a little bit, the nose developed. I'm even getting a bit of raisins in here. It's like a raisin bread with that rye and with the raisin and cinnamon. Okay, reminds me of raisin bread. Let's give it a taste. Okay, I'll grant you this. For a rye, it's a little more watery than I like. All the flavors are there, but they're a little watered down. I'm mostly getting right now raisin rye bread. Put it in the toaster for half a minute. So yeah, there's some cinnamon. There's a lot of, not so much caramel, but more vanilla than caramel right now. So if you like vanilla, if you like a Coke float or something like that, this will work. It must be tremendous as a mixer, but I don't mix my whiskey, so yeah. As a mixer, it's probably great. Still, not as bad as I initially said when I made a video of this last time. That's the Chairman Select 100% Rye from Canadian Club. Now, getting back to our sideways bottle of Auchentoshan, we'll get some drops out of it. See that? See that? See those drops? Come on, there we go. Okay. Now, to get even more out of it, you spank the monkey. You spank that monkey until there's no more left. Done. We're done, right? Yeah, we're done. That is one bona fide empty bottle of Auchentoshan, correct? Well, no, not really. Because if you come back a week later and you uncork that bottle and you go, you still smell a little bit of Auchentoshan in there. Tell you what I do, I always get my water at the grocery store. They have a machine. It's called an reverse osmosis machine. And you take your jug, and the jug is like 7.5 liters, and it's got a little spigot at the bottom, and it's got a big opening thing on the top. And you push the button, and the water falls in there, and you fill it up, and then you get your bottle at a really decent price. It's not expensive, and it's really fresh. It's really good. And when I get it home, these jugs are designed specially to fit right in the refrigerator. Now, at the end of my week, I've got 4 of these jugs, and one of them is like almost empty. It's like half a jug left. It's maybe like 3 liters left in that jug, and it's a 7.5 liter jug. So I want to go back to the supermarket and get 4 full jugs. Well, what do? I put the water from that last jug in an old bottle of whiskey. One that was formerly like this Auchentoshan. This Glengarry, I treated the bottle the same way. I poured the last of it and filled it with water. Cool, clear, refreshing water. Just like that. And then It's still fresh, clear water, but it tastes just a little bit. If you haven't had any whiskey and if you're going to drink this right away, it tastes just a little bit like the former contents of this bottle. It's a little bit like sherry casks. You know, there's always going to be about a liter of sherry left in the bottom of a sherry cask when they put the fresh new mixed spirit of, you know, from Scotland into the sherry cask or sherry butts or sherry, whatever they call the sherry casks. And that's how you get the sherry taste in the whiskey. This is how you get a bit of whiskey taste in your water. And here's the remains of the Auchentoshan that I've been nursing for about 10 or 11 months. That was a 3-wood Auchentoshan, not my favorite. I prefer the American oak or the 12-year-old. I know there are a lot of people who would disagree with me and say, "Oh, the 3-wood is better." For me, the 3-wood only costs more, and I still get Auchentoshan, the full Auchentoshan experience out of the American oak or the 12-year-old. And here once again is our Canadian club. Yeah, it'll do as a whistle letter. So from Canada and from Scotland, cheers and sláinte.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.